the rudder! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
The Hilton sale is on. Now through September 29th, you can save up to 20% on stays this fall and beyond. Long weekends, last-minute getaways, holiday gatherings. There's a Hilton stay for all of them. More moments, more experiences, more destinations. Now 20% off for a limited time because it matters where you stay. Don't wait. Book by September 29th and save up to 20% at Hilton.com. Terms apply. Hilton for the stay.
Appalachia is known for having a ton of different spooky stories associated with it, but today we're going to be talking about the cleanest one, if you will. Her name's Soap Sally.
That's good. That's a good cold open, dude.
Thanks, I just came up with it.
Shoot.
My name is Madison Timmons,
I'm Chris Soucy.
and we're paranormal investigators who live in the most haunted city on Earth, Savannah, Georgia.
Whether we're in the studio,
We're out in the field.
we hunt for the stories and experiences where the veil feels thin.
Shout out to our Parajunkie family on Patreon. This show is only possible with you.
And remember, this is a judgment-free circle. Your experiences matter, your questions are welcome, and the weird is normal.
So cut the lights, turn the volume up, and journey with us into the most haunted city on Earth. I'm Madison,
I'm Chris.
and welcome to the most haunted city on Earth. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the most haunted city on Earth. My name is Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Soucy. I'm sorry. I was gone. I was not here. I was not present.
He was just
Where were you?
He was
I was
just
zoning
He
hard.
was ruminating on my great
Oh, yes,
joke. Yeah, that's what it was.
It was a solid joke. It threw me off my game.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, and I'm JT. It threw me off my game,
We're off
too.
to a great start.
I had
Yes.
a name and it left. I don't know where it went.
Yeah.
But I did.
Was it
I was
Soapy?
somebody.
Was it
Was it
Soapy the Soap
detergent?
Boy?
No,
Did
it
it have
wasn't
anything?
Soapy. It was. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
there you go.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what ADHD
Thrown off the
does.
game. So
You threw
Don't
me
do
off my
it.
groove. But
Don't do it.
Can I have my
Yep.
my announcements back, Soapy?
Shit.
too soapy.
Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Really?
Really
This
go.
is a crazy intro. Go for it.
Well, I need
But-
I'm asking for my announcements
Yeah, you
back.
got it. You got
Nope.
oh
No,
shit.
we don't.
No, I don't.
Oh no, I got to add the window with the new Apple update. There, you see it?
That's what I was saying. This new Apple update is throwing me through a loop. I am an elderly woman when it comes to technology updates. I don't
I'm not
understand it.
though. I just forgot about it. Anyway.
Okay,
Yes.
anywho.
Now here are your announcements.
Okay, so 2 announcements, everybody. First off, we are going to be investigating the Mars Theater on September 29th. So when you're hearing this is enough time for you to join us on Patreon. Get to know some people, have some fun in the chats and stuff. And then on the 29th, we are going to be live streaming all night long for the Parajunkies. We're going to live stream for 2 hours for the public, but after that, it is cut off. So if we're in the throes of something good, too bad. Only the Parajunkies get to see it.
We're not gonna just like cut the if we're getting like a full body apparition
Full
walking
body
around.
out. Midnight. Turn it off.
Cut it.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
They don't need to know that, guys.
We would never do that to y'all. Anyone who takes their time to listen to this show will get to see the full body apparition.
Yeah.
Sure. He
But-
says that now.
Yes. But
He's just going to raise all the Patreon prices at that moment.
I am
exactly.
not.
But
I would
It's
never.
a $50 exclusive. Everybody go.
no pain, no ghost.
No pain, no ghosts.
Oh my god! What am I like a 1920s loan shark or something?
It sounds
Basically.
like it. Yeah.
Basically.
I'm raising it.
I'm raising it. You want to see the ghost, you got to pay the price.
What's the Audrey 2? What's the shop owner?
Mushnik.
I'm
Mushnik.
Mushnik.
Yeah, Mushnik.
Yeah,
I'm
you
the
are.
Mushnik.
Yeah.
Kind of.
A little bit.
Kinda.
Yeah, you kind of
A little
are.
bit.
Mr. Mushnik. Mr. Mushnik.
But
Oh,
yeah.
Mr. Mushnik. The money's in the mouth.
I'm about to feed you to Audrey, too. Let me finish my announcements.
Oh, right. We have announcements. I'm still reeling over Soap Sally.
Soap Sally. But yeah, so also it's always good to be on Patreon. Patreon's also doing a ton of crazy updates. So the platform itself is really fun now. And yeah, so if you want to hear more, I've spieled about it enough in plenty of episodes. You know where to find us. Other announcement from One to Wicked,
which is our true crime side podcast. We are going to be changing up the system of how we present the episodes. So we're going to start doing different, like, multi-part series for various
killers or any sort of true crime you can imagine. We just did one on a new cult in Georgia, which is always fun. And so, because these episodes tend to get really bogged down with the amount of information, some of it I have to cut just for time and mental capacity's sake, but if we break it into multi-part episodes, we can dig a little bit deeper, and I think
it'll work a little bit better. So, we are going to be doing that from now on, but yeah, those are my 2 announcements.
Boom.
Patrick Young said we needed a brutal
true crime podcast with that helium voice. Perfect. JT has that effect. We can make that happen.
I sure do.
Wait, did I have this the whole time?
That's what they're going on about.
Yeah.
Why are you being such a bully to me? How dare you? I'm over here speaking to the people, and you're making me sound like a chipmunk?
You wouldn't let me do my Audrey 2 voice. Or my Audrey voice.
Boo. Boo.
That's green.
Oh my God. Anyways.
The Pear Junkies love it. They fucking love it.
We need to get him out of here. He's been in this room for way too long.
I have. I've been here since 7 a.m. Help.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, anyways, that's enough of that. We're going to talk about Soap Sally today.
Woo!
Yay.
Which is a really fun Appalachian little folk story. And weirdly enough, also Alabama. When I was doing research into this, I found like so many threads on like Facebook specifically of people in Alabama like being scarred by their grannies who told them this
was
story.
A common threat.
Threat.
That
it was.
I mean, just classic boogeyman story.
Yeah, absolutely. It was my first time hearing of it, but I love this story. And so, yeah, so Soap Sally, basically, I'll read y'all the story. She lived in a small mill town in southern Appalachia. She lived on the top of a big old hill near the local swimming hole. The best.
Big old hill.
That is literally what it was described as. Very nondescript. But she had 3 big black kettles in her front yard where she did the washing for the whole town. Which sounds like a nightmare. All around these...
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Because she does the laundry?
For the whole town? For the whole town?
That sounds like a nightmare for her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sounds terrible. This poor woman, no wonder she did what she did.
Yeah.
Anyways, on a windy day, actually, all around those 3 kettles, she had long clotheslines stretched between cross supports to hang the laundry up. But on a windy day, her yard was a beautiful sight with clothes of all colors fluttering on the lines like flags of every nation. In fact, if you saw Soap Sally during the day, you'd think she was just a regular little old washerwoman.
Oh.
Which I guess that has a look.
Sure. There you go.
But folks that lived in that mill town knew otherwise.
Ooh.
If you stayed around town after dark and looked up on that hill by the swimming hole, you could see the fire and embers still burning under those big kettles. See, Soap Sally did the washing by day, but by night, she made soap. It's the most threatening line I've ever heard for something so simple. And it wasn't any ordinary soap. No, Sally roamed the town at night, gathering up children who had misbehaved. She'd stuff them in her croaker sack, take them home, kill them, and then she would grind up their bodies and turn the children into soap.
I love it.
It's
I'm
great.
Obsessed.
It's very grim fairy tale.
I love her.
I love her work.
Yes. Do you remember what Nene told, like, what my boogeyman was when I was a little kid? When I kept running off.
Yeah,
in Florida?
it was the serial killer.
It was Otis Toole.
It was Otis
She
Toole.
told me that Otis Toole was going to get me if I kept running off. I kid you not. I think we've said that on the podcast before.
Yeah.
It was horrifying because I just pictured this monstrous man. She showed me a picture of him.
Yeah.
She was so mean. I love her so much. But boy, she got me good.
Yeah, she literally said Otis Toole was going to come get him, which that is scarring, but nonetheless. Well, we won't go any farther into that. But anywho, so some say, well, actually, hold on. Now I found my place. There's a special kind of soap called lye soap, which is still used today, which was made years ago from the fat and bones of animals. Mm-hmm. Soap Sally uses the fat and bones of children to make her own special brand of soap.
If anybody can remember Fight Club.
Yes.
In the movie Fight Club. Sorry. Club. It's they actually were using the fat extracted from liposuction to create.
Perfect.
So this was and it is a process. It is kind of a constant story of people being turned into soap in the late 1800s, mid to late 1800s.
Absolutely. And some say she even made the soap to resemble children's hands.
Aww.
Oh, how sweet. It feels like it wouldn't last very long, though. So I guess she had to make more after that. But
use the fingers to, like, get behind your ears.
Oh, God.
One kid makes a lot of soap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. And every time a child would go missing, 2 or 3 days later, Soap Sally could be seen going from town to town carrying a sack full of handmade soap, selling it cheap.
Yep.
And some say she sells the soap to the parents of the missing children. In effect, it ended up burning the parents, or they would do their washing using their own children.
Dang.
The parents never realized that they are washing themselves with the remains of their own children. Children around the town were constantly warned, be home by dark or Soap Sally will get you. Stay out of those fields or Soap Sally will get you. If you don't mind your ma, Soap Sally will come get you.
Dang.
Yeah.
I love
children,
Soap Sally.
I know, she's great. The children who obeyed survived, while those who didn't vanished as quickly as the soap bubbles prickled by a needle.
Wow.
Some folks said that the parents of really bad children didn't even wait for Soap Sally to come collect their wayward youngsters. They just gave them to her.
Wow.
Yep. Years passed and Soap Sally died.
Go figure.
Heard that.
Now, before you breathe a sigh of relief, let me tell you, they say her ghost still roams the South every night. And rumor has it, she's still in the soap making business. So there you go. Ooh. Now, before we get into my little breakdown of what I found out about this story, I want to tell you why we decided to talk about this. So one day the museum was open and this man apparently came in, and Chris can tell this better, but he claims that he's seen Soap Sally or knows of Soap Sally.
More than that.
Yeah.
He comes from Thomaston, Georgia, a mill town between two great hills, and atop one of the hills, Goat Hill, was in fact the watering hole, along with the remnants and remains of an old operation with 3 large kettles in front.
Ooh.
When he went digging, he found a woman by the name of Christine Head, who was guilty of boiling children in those cauldrons. Stop. She was, in his estimation, the true origin of Soap Sally.
Ooh.
He actually found
her grave?
He found the
her
reports.
house.
He went through all of the history of Thomaston and found
way.
Kristen Head with pictures of the house, and she had these 3 giant kettles out front, and they were like, yeah, she was caught murdering children.
God.
And so Christine Head was the name that he gave me.
How far is Thomaston? I need to go visit.
It's North Georgia, I want to say.
It's actually just south of Atlanta, but it's close to Alabama.
Yeah.
So the mountain range, the hills of that area are the same hills as Montgomery, Alabama, and all of that. So the story germinated and hit hard West Georgia and East Alabama.
Right.
Tell the Soap Sally story the most because it was within their realm of whisper. It was their Otis.
Wow.
It was their Otis tool.
It was their Otis tool. That's super
Nice.
cool.
Very
okay.
nice. That's pretty cool.
I want to visit this hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he does reenactments. He does a reenactment of Soap Sally.
Yep.
He has Soap Sally come down while he's doing like this kind of ghost. He calls it a ghost tour, but it sounds more like a ghost show.
That is too
because they do
dope.
reenactments. Soap Sally's like a woman all dressed up, and she's handing soap out to children. And
love it.
after they tell the story, she goes up to the child and says, "That's little Jason. That's little David."
I love it.
The kids are like, "Ah!"
David! That's great.
I love it.
Yes, Alex Ed Gein also Ed Gein also was known to make soap out of rendered body fat.
He made everything you can think of out of humans. So, yeah.
Cool.
Now that you know that, this is what I found on the internet, but I like what this man said the most.
Yes.
So, all right. So, the origins, from what I could find, Soap Sally is a uniquely American folkloric boogeyman, or boogie woman, I guess, and has been a part of Southern folklore since at least the 19th century. The exact origins of the murderous figure remain unknown, and descriptions of her vary widely. Some portray her as a shape-shifting crone lurking in the woods, while others depict her as the town washerwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Soap Sally, despite posing a threat to children, is a woman who defies the traditional hierarchies and gender roles of her community. Which, if you're looking at folklore in a general sense, you have to look at it of why we're telling this story, besides just to give you the heebie-jeebies. A lot of times it's there to talk about societal issues or to teach children to not wander off. Yeah.
You know, the big bad wolf was a representation of any danger that was beyond, the safety of the family or the community. All folklores can usually be driven down into warnings.
Right.
Where we're going to warn you not to go off into the woods because something can harm you. And unfortunately, I think for a good deal of history, we tended not to say that there were people.
Right.
That it was a person out there who was going to harm you and kill you. We
like
called
a-
them big bad wolves or wicked
Yeah, a
witches.
monster.
Or,
Yeah.
we created monsters to represent the boogeyman itself, to represent a sickness that we could not admit seized humans.
Right.
We tended to make monsters for it.
Exactly.
And Soap Sally is no different, really.
She is no different, but she does have some commonalities with some of our other favorite folklore
Oh, of course.
characters. So she shares these traits with another cunning and independent female folkloric figure, particularly in Europe, like the witch in Hansel and Gretel. And Soap Sally even has similarities with the archetypal witch of Slavic traditions, Baba
Baba
Yaga.
Yaga.
My favorite. I love Baba Yaga. I love her so much. I think she's a great character.
Just because you want a house on chicken feet.
Absolutely, I do.
Did we talk about the fact that due to a mistranslation, we thought that they were chicken feet like a chicken walking around, but actually it just means a house on stilts.
Boo.
No.
Yes, because she lived in a bog. So
She
she
did.
had to put her house up on stilts. And
On-
the
I'm
word
going to cut this out so
On
we don't
giant
ruin it for
chicken
everybody.
legs.
the word for stilts is the same word as chicken legs.
I mean, in
So
theory,
when it
Same
came down, she absolutely lived in a house up on chicken stilts, but it was on chicken legs. But it was in fact most likely that because she lived in a swamp, she had to build on top of struts.
boo, no fun.
Yeah.
It's
She still flew around inside a giant pestle. That was something that Baba Yaga did.
yeah, but I mean, if you got to put it on stilts, you
And this
might
is
as
what's
well
very
use the
interesting
giant
to
chicken
me.
legs.
I think Baba Yaga is in culture. A lot of people understand Baba Yaga. They know who that is. But Baba Yaga had a foil.
She did.
Vasilisa the Brave. And Vasilisa the Brave was this badass, super strong woman who did every task. She was like Hercules. She's like a woman Hercules. And no one ever talks about Vasilisa.
Because it's no fun.
What do you mean? She was a woman Hercules.
No. Chicken House Lady is
Chicken
way
House
more
Lady,
fun.
Way more fun. I agree.
Yes.
Beth.
Chicken House Lady.
Yeah.
I'm Team Vasilisa.
Boo.
Team Yaga.
Team Yaga. But anyways, however, two things set her apart from similar characters: her involvement in the common household chore of laundry and her disturbingly high success rate.
Boom.
Yeah. So almost 70 years ago, University of South Carolina linguist Francis Bradley traced the origin of Soap Sally back to the 19th century. And during that time, many rural families collected ash from their fireplaces and stored it in barrels, usually behind barns or other farm buildings. This ash was eventually processed to extract lye, which was then used to make soap. However, pure lye or lyric liquid produced during this process and sometimes referred to as lime water is highly caustic, and it can cause severe burns and even death, especially if ingested. So when they talk about the part where the parents are washing themselves,
they're getting burned.
That's more than likely where that comes from.
Again, if you saw the fight movie,
The fight movie.
Yeah, the fight movie.
They pour lye directly on
Yes.
the hand, and it causes that incredible burning scar.
I think about I Spit on Your Grave.
Oh yeah.
When they put lye in the bathtub and it eats that man alive.
Yeah. Well, they used to throw lye
Pretty
on
good.
top of corpses in
Yeah.
mass graves to help the decomposition to move faster.
You know,
It's a fun chemical.
it is.
It's a fun chemical.
Yeah, why not?
Gives us a lot to talk about.
Yes. And so, therefore, creating tales of Soap Sally that linked the soap making process to a gruesome demise likely served as a deterrent to curious children who might have been tempted to peek into the farm's ash barrel and disregard their chores. According to Bradley's observations, stories of Soap Sally gradually faded away along with ash barrels following the introduction of mass-produced soap in the early 20th century.
It's very likely that the picture that this man saw were ash barrels.
Right, exactly. And so the connection between Soap Sally and the essential household chore of laundry bears a striking resemblance to Baba Yaga, who was closely associated with another crucial domestic task, maintaining the oven, a vital aspect of rural
Cook them
Slavic.
children up.
Exactly, a vital aspect of rural Slavic life prior to the 20th century. Helena Gasillo, an expert on Baba Yaga, which, my God, what a great title.
I know, right? Well, remember,
You get a degree in that?
Remember, I took Russian fairy tales in I said remember to Maddie. I don't think you knew this.
Yes.
Chris, but I took Russian fairy tales in college my senior year at Florida State University, and it was the single most difficult class I have ever freaking
Russian lore
taken.
is dense.
Y'all, no, it's math.
It's
all
math.
math. It's
Yeah.
all math. Every single happening within folklore has a number, and those numbers add up to different things happening later in the story.
Yeah.
And so the man who taught me, he was like, he knew everything about Baba Yaga, and I remember just going to his after class studies because of how difficult it was, and I was just telling him like, this is insane. Like, I don't know. I did not know I was taking a math class. I got an A in it, and I think it's because he felt horrible for me.
Well,
because
yeah.
there was a bunch of smart people.
You wouldn't
and
have
me.
graduated if you failed Russian fairy tales.
I wouldn't have graduated. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
tell him that too. That was probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, because JT thought that Russian fairy tales was going to be a fun class to take as his last elective.
Yeah,
but
I
no, it's
Well, it's a weird approach because while the mathematical aspect is absolutely there, you can teach that backwards, story to math, not math to story.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to learn it numbers to story. You'd want to learn it story to numbers.
And I wanted to graduate Florida State with it a 4.0, and I told him that. I'm like, I've never gotten a B at this school. Please
For the
don't
love
do
of
this.
God. Yeah.
Please don't do this to me. I don't like math. And so I think that he had pity on me. It is an extremely difficult thing. But yeah,
it does not have to be. I've
studied
studied Russian folklore too at a collegiate level.
Yeah.
And it does not have to be math.
Yeah,
it can
doesn't
be,
have
absolutely.
to be math. It doesn't.
But the truth of the matter is, you can also follow Russian folklore through different prohibitions, different programs, and different ideology shifts in the society. The math is there, but it's secondary to the fact that it applied to the culture.
Exactly. So this woman's an expert on Baba Yaga, who recently retired from Ohio State University, and explains that numerous tales featuring the character prominently feature her oven. So this oven serves as a source of warmth, food preparation, the security, and thereby solidifying its central role within Baba Yaga's hut. And Baba Yaga and Soap Sally share another role, that of a judge in a folklore sense. So Sibyllin Forrester, the author of Baba Yaga, the Witch of the East and Russian Fairy Tales, explains if Soap Sally catches children who misbehave, they share that judging quality. However, while Baba Yaga often demands that children perform repetitive or meticulous chores, Soap Sally observes children who are slacking, which is very Southern of her. While both
and not minding is
exactly,
a big one.
yes,
Not minding.
While both figures have a penchant for disposing of their victims in gruesome ways, Sally transforms their fat into soap or candles, and Baba Yaga adorning her fence with skulls. Gasillo describes Baba Yaga as more metaphysical, enigmatic, and residing in a far more intricate mythology. However, Gasillo points out that I don't know of a single tale where the child is cooked. They always outsmart Baba Yaga.
Yeah, that's one of the truths of Baba Yaga too. Is so many people, again, they get caught up in the lore of her, but she never wins.
Right.
She is a classic foil, and
Yep.
she is constantly foiled, and she is usually foiled by virtue, by having virtue, and by completing tasks, because she sets impossible tasks, and then the tasks get done.
Yes. And so, interestingly, while Baba Yaga is feared, she often offers wisdom and comfort to the children who cautiously approach her house. Soap Sally, unlike the formidable and multifaceted Slavic archetype, exudes a chilling aura. Her singular obsession with children drives her to lure them away from their homes, leading to their gruesome demise. And in a macabre twist of fate, she capitalizes on their tragedy by selling their remains back to their unsuspecting families, transforming their grief into a macabre profit.
A queen.
A queen. Resourceful, some would say. Today, the spooky tales of Soap Sally primarily survive through oral history or interviews, which are preserved in collections like the John Burson Georgia Folklore Archives at the Atlanta History Center, which I would love to visit. And one such interview recorded in 1967, Ronald Honeycutt, an Atlanta native, shared a unique version of Soap Sally's story. And according to Honeycutt, Soap Sally was a young married woman who was beheaded by her husband after making him miserable.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, that's what he says. Now, her spirit was trapped in their house, serving as an eternal punishment for defying societal expectations of how a woman should behave, he explained.
Holy mackerel.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
So now she's bitter. And so
Cook them children.
Yes. And so this rendition of Soap Sally's legend diverges significantly from other versions, yet it retains that central theme of the character defying the societal expectations for women. And Honeycutt's apparent detachment from the young woman's fate mirrors the prevalence of fearsome female figures in folklore, particularly in Europe and North American communities with European roots. These figures, such as Soap Sally and Baba Yaga, serve as symbols of the consequences and sometimes the immense power of living outside societal norms in traditional situations. And which makes sense. In a lot of ways, the folklore that we get, they were during very traditional times where everybody had to have a place to function as a society. Now that we don't have to do that, our lives aren't so fragile anymore. It's, it's a little less impactful, if you will, and it feels a little bit more degrading. But back then, if you weren't a part of the herd mentality, you could collapse your whole community in some way.
You were the monster.
Exactly.
And it's so telling how broken a society can be when straying from the norms is punishable by an eternity of being the witch in the woods,
Exactly.
of being the child murdering monster, of becoming a warning, not just a warning of the child who wanders off and gets killed, but a warning of if you don't behave a way, you will be Soap Sally.
Yes.
That you will end up with this evil and maniacal existence of woe and suffering. And it's like, that's messed up.
It
you
is.
know?
Well, and that's the thing is if you really look at almost every villain that we know, even through Disney films, Maleficent, the witch from Snow White and things like, I guess she's the evil stepmother. Right. But yeah, all of those, when you look at their origin stories, they have a very similar background where they refuse to conform and now their hearts are corrupted.
Right. They
in
were
their
corrupted
story.
by their own inability to be the dutiful,
Yes.
the complacent, the follower, because they all wanted to lead, they all wanted to be in charge, and you know what that means? Evil.
And that's why on the flip side, the Snow Whites, the Auroras, the people like that, the epitome of what they wanted, they're the princess, they're the beloved one, they have a heart of gold.
And what happens to all of them?
They
go
die.
into a submissive state. That's how we know how pure they are, because they go unconscious.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell are we teaching our kids?
Literally. Yeah, literally. And so, Lexi was saying, yes, I was just thinking about all the Disney stories. All those Disney tales come from these ancient and classic folklore stories. They're just retold in a way that fits more modern stereotypes. But yeah, all the Grimm's fairy tales,
really.
Yeah.
They are taken from Grimm's, and Grimm's did take those stories from the culture. A lot of people think that Grimm's made those stories up. They didn't make them up. These were stories that were being told, and were an oral tradition. And Grimm's basically were the first ones to write it down in an organized pattern.
Right.
And they just took from all these other stories from all around and created a volume of stories that were just cautionary tales about, if you're a woman, be submissive and pure. If you're a child, be obedient. And if you're a woman who wants independence, you're a witch.
Exactly. Which I think makes it more enjoyable when you read these folkloric stories now, when you have that understanding, because you can kind of break it down. And sometimes it helps you almost empathize with the villain. Because I like to think with every, whenever you're doing storytelling, you have to find one thing that is human about a villain. Because, they always have something. Because most of the time they are human. Even down to Baba Yaga, who lives in this fantastical world, there's something about her that is human.
Also, to plug Vasilisa the Brave once more time, Vasilisa was, in fact, a pro-independent woman, not subservient, who was physically strong, mentally capable. And it's like, how did we lose this in our storytelling, that there can be the heroic woman, because no one else could actually stand up to Baba Yaga.
Exactly. It only takes the cunning child or cunning woman, and that's the fun. And also that's what makes it so satisfying when we read these stories, when the children outsmart the witch.
Right.
Like in Hansel and Gretel, when they outsmart her and they're able to escape. It's satisfying because you're like, Well,
even in the case of Baba Yaga, a lot of the stories seem to be that the children are being given opportunities to outsmart. So it's even a question of, is she leading them to success rather than leading them to doom?
Exactly. Yeah. And so I thoroughly enjoyed researching Soap Sally.
Soap Sally, a very peculiar, and I had heard of Soap Sally long ago, just listing off the various bizarre subcategories. So when this guy shows up, and I have to stress that this gentleman was like a former professional wrestler, a small circuit professional wrestler. So he was this big, bombastic, loud, and he was all about telling the story, and he was like full of vim and vigor, and he was a yarn spinner, to be sure. And if we ever get to Thomaston, we're going to hunt him down and have him show us the tower.
Please, I would love to have him perform Soap Sally for us in the middle of this town.
Well, apparently in his ghost tour show, which they do like once every other month, they actually reenact the murder of a sheriff. They have a full gunfight in front of City Hall.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's very fun.
Georgia for you.
That's very Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, especially small town Georgia, where you can kind of get away with that.
Yeah.
In Savannah, that would not fly. But
I've never heard of Thomaston at all. I've heard of Thomasville, but not Thomaston.
Thomaston is it's kind of between Atlanta and Americus.
Oh.
Okay.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of
Literally.
nowhere.
Literally. But yeah, and especially in smaller areas like that, those types of stories, they become a part of the culture where it's like, we had Soap Sally. And so it lives on through that way because everybody's town has to have the local
and the fact that
monster.
Soap Sally has as wide a storytelling spread.
Right. Is surprising.
Because it's just folksy small enough to be regionalized, but to hear that people are traumatized from, the tip of Atlanta and down through Alabama.
Yeah.
Y'all, Thomaston's cute.
Is it?
Yeah, we need to go.
It's super cute.
We should definitely go.
We have a plan to go this winter.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I want to go. I want to see where Soap Sally. I want to see the hill.
Yeah.
It's Goat Hill. He has
Hill.
it.
Of course she lives on Goat Hill.
up. Well, there are two hills, and he was explaining that everybody talks about the mill town. And so Thomaston is the mill town of all the stories. Because every story of Soap Sally does suggest that she's in a mill town, but there are a lot of mill towns,
right?
All spread all throughout. But Thomaston was the mill town of Western Georgia, or technically it was whatever town is right next to Thomaston that is no longer there.
Sure,
So
yeah.
It's one of those situations.
It's all lumped together now.
But he was like, everyone says that Soap Sally comes from Hog Mountain was the story that gets told. It's Hog Mountain, it's Hog Mountain, it's Hog Mountain. But of course, this guy's like, I'm here to tell you it's Goat Mountain. Goat Mountain overlooking Thomaston, Georgia. So, okay.
He's claiming Soap Sally for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot.
And we could probably deep dive each state's Soap Sally because each state has one, And there's even ones that have been proven to be true. Many of them have been proven to be true, actually. Like the Faceless Man.
Sure.
There's a classic ghost story. I can't exactly remember where it is, but driving down the road at night, they'd see this figure, and then as they got close to him, he didn't have a face.
Oh.
And there's all these sightings of him, and people and so he became this faceless man that's haunted. It turns out that he was a man who had a terrible accident that literally blew his face
I know
off.
about that.
Yeah.
Yes. I do know about this.
Yeah. And so he was an urban legend for a long time until somebody found him. And it turned out that he's a really nice guy. And he was like this, he just liked to walk around at night, but he couldn't see. And because his face had been blown off.
He was in a power line worker.
Yes.
I think. That's what it was. He got electrocuted and set on
burned his
fire.
face off, right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Survivor.
Wow.
Fantastic story, but it was one of those things. And I want to say there's Cropsey.
Yeah.
Is another one that's really huge up in the New York area. And it turned out that was true. And that was kind of like the Hookman story, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then to learn, oh, by the way, this is a true story. And people are like, no, it's not. You can't tell me that that's a true story. It's like, it is.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of these folkloric type stories, though they sound unreal, they come from something at least. Something had to happen to inspire the story.
Yeah.
Whether it's been added on to and fantasized, that's different. But a lot of times, every place has something scary that happens eventually, and there's lots to work with there.
And then people turn them into stories.
Exactly. Not the Bunnyman Bridge.
Oh, Bunnyman Bridge in Virginia.
I want to go to a Bunnyman Bridge.
You can hop on over.
Boo.
What?
Boo.
Boo on you. Boo.
Can hightail it out of here.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah. But regardless, that's what I got for you on Soap Sally, everybody.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. And we got the Mars coming up, y'all.
Yep.
Mars coming up. So
2 weeks.
join Patreon and you can
Gird
we
your
get to see
loins.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Less than a week from the time that this one
Yes.
drops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It's exciting.
Yep.
So cool.
Yep.
All right, Maddie, go ahead and close us out. And next time we see y'all, it'll be
About time.
about time. About time for the Mars.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for listening to today's episode. If you have a folklore story of your small town and you're listening to this, tell us about it, and maybe we'll do an episode on it. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I love small town ghost stories and monsters. So let us know. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day whenever you're listening to this. My name is Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Soucy.
And stay spooky, y'all.
ABC Wednesday, Shifting Gears is back. He has arisen. Tim Allen and Kat Dennings return in television's #1 new comedy.
What?
With a star-studded premiere including Jenna Elfman, Nancy Travis, and... Hey, buddy! A big home improvement reunion.
Welcome.
Oh, boy.
That guy's a tool.
Shifting Gears, season premiere Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC, and stream on Hulu.